One of the most useful aspects of ATrack is the tracking of clinical hours. So I'm going to show you how to quickly set up ATrack 3.0 so it will allow the students to easily track their hours. First, go to the general settings on the left nav and go down to the hour logs. And there's several items here that you'll need to make sure are checked either yes or no. To use the hour logs, that should be a yes. To use preceptor admin approval, yes. Otherwise, if you put no on here, then they'll automatically be a part of the permanent record without approval. Maximum prior days allowed is 5. You can be any number of days, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, whatever. Here we'll put 5. That means the student can only log today or 4 days back. Track site and locations in hour logs. Now, up until now, we had only tracking locations, but we have added sites. And just as a reminder, a site is where the affiliation agreement is with the site. It could be, you know, the high school, and the locations are the physical locations on that site where they might be. So we can track both of those. We can track events on the hour logs, which we had before. Track activity types, which is new, and we'll show you what those look like. And then allow preceptor selection on our log, so they can actually select the preceptor's name they're working with, as well as if you want comments to be required or not on the hour log. So once those are in the right put to the right settings, then we're going to go to manage sites. Now, manage sites has update sites and locations, which are the two things here we're going to track, and events and activities, which are the other two items we're going to track. So let's go to update locations first. You probably have a list of the locations from ATrack, the older version of ATrack 2.0, and they all say not set on the site. Now, in order for the student to be able to select this location, the location has to be associated with the site. Now, it may be that this particular location is the site, in which case we will create, for instance, with South Shores High School, say I want that to actually be the site. So I'll go here to update sites, and I will create a site called South Shores High School. And then I can give the address to where it might be. So I'm just going to say it's, you know, right here. And if that's where the high school is, then I hit create. So now I have a South Shores High School. And that is the site. Now, if I have locations at that high school, well, then I can go in here and maybe create a location. So I'll edit this one location here, South Shores High School, and I want to make the site itself be the high school. And this might be South Shores High School, and then maybe this is the field house. Okay, this is where we're going to meet, and this is where we do our training. And then I could put the other information there I know about it. Okay, so at this point, I now have a site, which is South Shores High School, right here, and I have a location that's associated with that site right here. That's the site, and it's called the South Shores High School Field House. Okay, so that's one way to do it, to move the location and it to become the site. The other way to do it is, for instance, in this case, I have two, Travis Field North and Travis Field South, and they're both part of a neighboring university, Loyola University. Well, what I can do is I can go create a site called Loyola University, which I've done already. I create that. I actually give it a location, and here it is. It's right here, Loyola University, and that becomes the site for those two locations. So I go to my locations here, and I assign the Loyola University site that I created to that particular location. I'll do it there, and I'll do it on the next one here. So every location has a site. Now, it could be that I have a clinic. For instance, this clinic here is a site, and I don't have any locations. That is the location. So what I'll do here is I will delete this. I'm just going to put it inactive right now. I'll delete this Haywood Clinic, and I'll create it as a site. So I'll go here, and I'll create, do I already have that? I might already have a Haywood Clinic. Yeah, Haywood Medical Center. Well, I'll just do another one. Maybe this is the clinic next door. And I'll create that like that. And so now I have a Haywood Clinic, and I have a Haywood Medical Center. And I can reorder those like this. The point is that I must have a site associated with every location. So every location here needs to have a site. Now this one is not set, but that's okay because we just put that as inactive. We're not even using that one. So we'll just hide it for now. Okay, we'll hide it for now. All right. So now that I've done that, the other thing I need to do is I need to create my events. So these are all my events. These are the different things. So let's just say that I have one I haven't put in here. I'll just add the title there and hit create event, and it'll show up on my list. And I can take these and I can rearrange them in whatever order I want them to appear. Also, I have now activity types. Now these are new. I had activity types. These are whatever you want to track. Now you don't have to track these if you don't want to, but if you want to track specific kinds of activities, taping, CPR, any kind of evaluations that you want to kind of keep track of, or how they're using their time, then you create those here. Just type it in there, and then create activity type. Now that we've created these, now these are all in place, we can now show you what a student sees when they add hours. And so I'm going to jump right now to a student's, this is a student's login, and I'm going to click here on clinical hours. I could also just go down here to this quick hour log entry and put it in here. But I'll click on clinical hours, and this is what a student sees. So they're going to select the day. Remember, they can only go 5 days back. They're going to put the time in and the time out. Now it'll by default select the time right now. Right now it's 11:25 p.m. and it'll go 2 hours back and automatically give you 2 hours of time. But let's just say they were this was AM, and they came in a little earlier than the 9 o'clock, and then they changed this to AM, and now they were there 2 hours and 45 minutes. And where were they? Well, they were with Melissa Davis, and the site. Now let's just go to one of our sites that we just set up. Here's Loyola University, and they were at the Travis Field North. So you see how that works? If I did not have this site, I can't specify a location because there's no locations because I haven't specified a site. So because I have specified the site, for instance, the high school, for instance, which high school were we at? Southshore High School right there. And now I've got that field house that I set up as the location. Now in the case of the clinic, for instance, right here we had the Haywood Clinic. Well, there are no locations at the clinic, and that's fine. It's just the clinic. And then we go to the event. What were we doing here? Well, we might have been doing soccer, whatever, not at the clinic. Oh, we were doing medical evaluations at the clinic. That's what we're doing. And activity type. So what were you doing here? Well, maybe we were working with a non-athletic population and maybe doing general medical evaluations there. Okay? So, and then the comments. So whatever comments you want them to put there. Now, when they fill all this in and they hit add log entry, now it'll appear as part of one of their logs that's not been evaluated or not been approved at this point. So this is how they do that. But in order for them to do that, you're going to have to make sure to set these things up so that they can select those. Now, the most important thing in this case is making sure that your locations that are brought in from the old system all have a site associated with them. And so you create the sites here and then go back to the locations and simply associate that site with that location. Okay? There you have it.